Hello everyone, and thank you for joining the NightShift overview for Exceed and HughesNet Dealer webinar. My name is Gerrit Nagelhout, and I'm the CEO and one of the founders of Aterlo Networks, the company behind NightShift. We're covering a number of topics today, starting with introductions, a bit about our company, some industry trends from there, an overview about NightShift, how it works, how to install it and all that. From there, commission structure and tools. How do you as a dealer work with NightShift? How do you make money off of it? What are the different sales model? And from there, finishing up with sales and installation. If you have any questions at any point, please type them into the questions window, and I'll start answering them at the end of the presentation part of this webinar. Bit of background info here. So Aterlo Networks, we're a startup. We're almost 2 years old now. We started back in 2014. We have 3 co-founders. All of us have deep roots in the networking and video space, a lot of experience in there. And our mission's pretty simple. It's to bring high-quality streaming video to people with limited internet connections, such as, of course, satellite-based internet. Also on the webinar listening in is Alicia. She's our dealer account manager, and you've probably talked to her already, and we'll be hearing more from her over time. In terms of names, Aterlo Networks is the company name, but virtually all of our branding is done on NightShift, and most of our customers know us by that name. Last quarter, 460,000 people canceled their cable TV subscriptions. This, of course, is all in favor of people switching to streaming video, such as Netflix, and generally cutting the cord. Netflix, of course, is the most dominant of the streaming video providers. That's why we've put all of our attention on them so far. We will be adding support for more content probably later this year, like Amazon, but at this point, it's just Netflix. Over 39 million households in the US alone use Netflix to watch a large selection of TV shows, movies, and their ever-growing original content. And the nice thing, of course, with Netflix is you can watch it on many different types of devices, whether you have a smart TV or a mobile device like a tablet or a phone, or right on your PC. The problem, of course, with Netflix is that millions of households don't have internet access good enough to stream high-quality video. These people have to wait for buffering for the picture to load and get generally poor picture quality. And those that have constrained data caps will go through those very quickly as well, of course. As people switch to streaming video as their main source of entertainment and cut the cord, the quality expectations continue to go up as well. High definition is already commonly available now, but 4K is just around the corner and has almost tripled the bandwidth requirements of high definition. And so there's a couple industry trends that we're seeing here. On the one hand, networks are getting faster. The next Viasat and HughesNet satellites will have a lot more capacity than the current ones. However, the demand in bandwidth is actually growing even faster than this. And the higher quality, of course, is a main driver of this, going to high definition, going to 4K. But there's also ever more content becoming available. And as entire families switch to this, different members in the household will want to watch different content at the same time. And so if you look at today, high definition at 720p, it's not even the highest high definition, but 720p, takes a 5 megabit connection and consumes over 2 gigabytes per hour, something that really isn't very feasible with typical satellite internet plans. Our solution to this problem, of course, is NightShift. NightShift preloads all your favorite content at night when there's both spare capacity available in the network, and so providers have introduced things like bonus bytes or free zones and things like that to incent their end users to use data during that time. So NightShift just takes advantage of that. NightShift runs on home Wi-Fi routers with a USB drive attached for storage. In particular, it runs on any Asus brand router with a USB port. This is really critical. It has to be that brand. It has to be an Asus for its software to work at all. We've customized it specifically for that. And the easiest way to get going with NightShift is to buy one of our pre-configured kits. More detail on that later. So think of the NightShift kit as a regular router, which it is, plus all the NightShift software installed on top of it. And you hook it up the same way as a regular router. WAN port goes into the modem, and hook up all your Netflix players and other devices either through Wi-Fi or through a cable. And the nice thing with NightShift is it's very easy to use, and it works automatically with the Netflix players you already have. So if you want to watch a movie that was downloaded already on your smart TV, for example, you go into your smart TV, log into the Netflix app, and watch the movie exactly the same way as always. And we simply stream it from the USB drive automatically, so you don't use data anymore while you're watching it. Really, the only thing that's different is you need to schedule the content ahead of time, and I'll show you in the next slide how to do that. A couple of things that are important to know. The USB drive contains both our software and the actual content. It must remain plugged into the router at all times. If you take the drive and plug in your PC, for example, it won't be any use to you. All the files on it are encrypted by Netflix DRM still, and you can't play them back. Also, to play any movies, you need a valid Netflix subscription, and you always need to have an internet connection to be able to log into Netflix. Don't need a lot of bandwidth during the day to watch it, but you need a valid subscription. So this page is what a typical end user portal looks like. We're in the process of putting in some snazzier graphics here, but the concept is going to be very similar. So the first thing you do to schedule a new movie, in the search bar on top here, you type in the movie name. So for example, if you wanted to watch House of Cards, you would type in House, or just the first 3 characters is enough, and it'll show you everything that matches that. And you can select which episodes you want, which movies you want, and add them all in. So here's 2 examples of content that were previously scheduled. The TV show Cooked is scheduled for download. It'll automatically download during the download window at night, which you can set under configure here, and then the next day it'll show up as ready to play. The other movie here, Forrest Gump, is ready to play, and it can be accessed. You have really a couple ways to play it. You can go into any of your Netflix players. You literally just go and find Forrest Gump, you hit play, it'll automatically stream from the USB drive. Or if you want to watch through your PC, or if you have this page open on an iPad, for example, you can click on the play button right there, and it'll launch that movie straight into the Netflix player, which works well also. One note, if you're using a PC with a browser and you hit play, the first time you do it, it'll walk you through the instructions on how to install a security certificate. It's a one-time thing. Once you've done that, it works. And again, there's a page that walks you through all that. For any other player, there's nothing special you have to do. Okay, moving on to the commission structure and the various tools. So there's really 3 ways that dealers can work with us with NightShift, and this really depends on what kind of setup you have. So if you are sales only, for example, or you have a previous install base that you might talk to on the phone but aren't planning on going back on site for, the easiest way to go is the dropship order. For dropship, you basically log into a portal, you put in the customer's credit card information, email, phone number, and shipping information. We will charge them $99 retail for the hardware and ship it directly to them. If they have any questions, they can give us a call, but it's all pretty straightforward, and they generally do it themselves. The typical commission here is $25. We have a special promotion for the months of the slow summer months of June and July, where we've doubled that. So for each activation, you can earn $50 in commission for June and July. The second model is typical for those dealers either doing fulfillment or sales and install, basically anything where you're going on site anyways, typically for an installer to fix something up. And in this model, you buy discounted hardware directly from us. We ship you the systems, and you resell them to your customers. And for this model, you get the same commission. So currently $50 for the next 2 months, regularly $25. And you can also make actually between $40 and $65 on the markup. You can buy these from us for $85, and we suggest you sell and install them for between $125 and $150. This slide still says $125, but we're finding more and more dealers are actually selling them for $150 and having pretty good luck with that. The third model is good for example, putting a link on your website or email-based marketing. So as soon as you create an affiliate account, you will get an affiliate ID, which is a special URL. Any customer that clicks on that link and becomes a paying subscriber, you'll also get the commission for. So again, 25 normally, 50 for the next 2 months. So this is a great time to send out an email campaign to previous installs that you may have an email list for example. So a couple more details for the dropship. And I'll show you a page on that on the next few slides, but you go into dropship, put in the customer's credit card and shipping address. We charge them $99. They will have the kit within 7 days, typically faster, but we generally suggest tell them 7 days. They do a self-install. If they have any problems at all, they're unhappy, they can send it back for a full refund in the first 30 days. On the dealer install, you as a dealer set the installation price and charge the customer. Again, we suggest between $125 and $150. You do the physical installation and activation of the kit. Activation basically means you've connected a customer account and credit card to that piece of hardware, and they are a paying subscriber, and they can start using NightShift right away. In this case, returns are handled by you because they bought the hardware from you. It's entirely up to you on whether you allow refunds or not. Some dealers do, some dealers don't. Just be open about it when you do this. So if you don't support returns, please tell them that. If you do, please tell them that as well. We aren't able to refund them in this case for the hardware. Any support issues after the install are fully handled by us, or if you have a problem with the install, of course, as well. If there's any hardware problems at any time after you've gone on site, we deal with that as well. So all of the RMA work, if they have an issue, they contact us, we troubleshoot it. If we determine there's a hardware issue, they send back their existing hardware, we send them a new one again at no extra cost. So really the idea is once you've made the sale and done the installation, that's it for you, you can move on. This is a screenshot of the main affiliate page and all the tools that we have in there. On the left, you see the different sales-related options. So place a dropship order. Again, this is for you put in the credit card and shipping address for one of your customers. We ship it directly to them. If you'd like to buy kits for inventory or for resale, or maybe to hook up a showroom account, you go into the second option, the order starter kits. If you want to see a list of previous customers that you've referred or activated and their commission status, you can see it under View Customers. Create a customer account at the bottom. You will rarely ever need. A few dealers sometimes end up buying a really high-end ACES router themselves and install the software themselves. If you want to do that, let us know. Again, it's pretty rare, but for those cases, you would need this option. In the marketing and support, we have various training videos, sales training, installation, usage training, and the various marketing tools as well. So if you want to take advantage of the referral system, we have email templates and links, web templates as well you can use, and various graphics that you can embed on your website. And it's a fairly easy way for you to make some additional revenue as well by sending customers our way. And on the right, if you have multiple sales agents, you can add them under managed users. Billing information is where you put in your credit card for if you wanted to order hardware yourself. And the affiliate program information walks through the various options in the commission model. This is a screenshot of the dropship order form. So really straightforward: email address, phone number, put in the shipping information here, customer's credit card, hit create and charge user, and you're up and running. And it's really the last you should have to do with that particular customer. Right, on to selling NightShift. So the first thing to know is more details about all the hardware that's involved, in particular the NightShift kit, which the vast majority of our customers end up going for. First thing to know as a dealer, it's really plug and play. All the software is pre-installed, super easy to install. It comes with 64 gigabytes of storage, which is enough for about 30 hours of high definition or 60 hours of standard definition content. The other nice thing about it is you can watch up to 3 simultaneous movies at the same time on different devices, all without using much of your internet connection. It, of course, also doubles as a high-quality AC router. It's an AC 750. your customers will not need any additional routers anymore on top of this. In the case of Exceed, if you have one of the new all-in-one Wi-Fi modem routers, you would hook this up in addition to that. You just connect it to it and make sure their Wi-Fi and devices are connected to this instead of the Wi-Fi one. With HughesNet, they have the D-Link routers available as well. Most of our HughesNet dealers end up giving their customers an option. If you want a straightforward N300 basic router supported by HughesNet, buy your D-Link for $100. If you want a higher end router supporting AC, and that supports NightShift as well, we suggest buying this router for $125, $150. So it's worked out quite well. And we provide a 1-year warranty on that. And we've also pre-configured it for easy installation with Exceed and HughesNet. Make sure the IP addresses don't collide or anything like that. And again, the dealer cost is $85, and you get the commission on top of that as well. And so in terms of selling NightShift to your customers, there's really two kinds of plans where NightShift makes sense. The first is if you have a capped data plan that has either a free zone or bonus bytes. The main selling point, of course, is you can preload Netflix movies at night without using your daytime data. For the Exceed Classic, Evolution, and Essential 10 plans, this means you can watch multiple high-definition movies every day, again, without using your data. With HughesNet, we automatically detect, by the way, if it's an Exceed or a HughesNet home. For HughesNet, we automatically cap the resolution to standard definition to try and really maximize the amount of content your customers can get from the 50 gigabytes. We also monitor how many bonus bytes and anytime bytes are left. You can see it right from our portal under stats, and NightShift automatically stops downloading when the bonus bytes are 90% used up. And this is to make sure that if they overschedule content, we don't use all their bonus bytes and then the anytime bytes as well. So it'll stop, and then next month it'll automatically start up again. If you schedule more content than can be handled in one night, by the way, it'll automatically stop at the end of the window as well and keep going the day after again until it's done. The second kind of plan where NightShift really helps out is if you have something that's unmetered or has a very large cap, but it's too slow to either watch at a quality level you want or too slow through multiple streams, for example. And the nice thing with NightShift, it doesn't really need a minimum speed to be able to download high definition. It can, for example, take 2 hours to download a 1-hour movie, and that's no problem for it. So in the satellite space, this really applies to the Liberty plans from Exceed. Liberty plans are really good for those people that they don't want to have to worry about their caps, don't have to count every byte, and have modest bandwidth needs. And what NightShift does is NightShift turns their Liberty Pass into a unlimited Netflix plan. And the typical customer we have at Liberty will spend the first week in priority data. They'll watch a couple movies, do all the other things, and then they'll spend the rest of the month in Liberty Pass. Too slow to watch Netflix, especially after 5 p.m. But again, with NightShift, it downloads the whole night, typically while they're asleep, and they can watch as much Netflix as they want still any time of day in Liberty Pass mode. With either of the plans, there's never any buffering. It's great for the whole household. Watch up to 3 different movies at the same time, and it's only $6.99 per month. At some point in the future, we'll bump that price by a few dollars, but any customer signing up for this rate will keep that as long as they're an active customer. And we have a 30-day money-back guarantee, on any of the subscriptions. Okay, moving on to installation. A little bit about the router configuration. So first thing to know is the ASUS routers still run the exact same ASUS firmware as they would normally. We've simply added on NightShift. So we haven't replaced the software, we've added NightShift on top of it. We've created a default Wi-Fi network called NightShift, all lowercase, with the same password. This is probably the number one thing you do want to change if you go on site, especially if somebody has neighbors close enough to be able to use that signal. If you want to customize it, log into 192.168.37.1. That's the unique IP that we've chosen that does not collide with HughesNet or Exceed. And the default login on the configuration side is admin with the password of NightShift. And again, the number one thing we get requests for to change is that Wi-Fi password. terms of hardware setup, the first thing you do is insert a USB drive that's in the package. You'll actually find this in the Asus router box. You take the USB drive, plug it into the router. There's only one place it'll go. Connect the NightShift router to the internet, so WAN port to your modem, and then hook up all your devices to it. Make sure you have connectivity through the router as well. Once you have that, you move on to the activation. To activate, go onto any of your devices that are connected to the router. This is really important. Whatever device you do this on must be connected to either cable or Wi-Fi through the NightShift router, and you go to activate.gonightshift.com. This comes with all the instructions, by the way, as well that you get with the kit, but here it is. And I'll walk you through the various screens next. So the first thing you'll see is if you're for example, a dealer and you have an account with us and you're using your own device and you're logged in, it'll tell you and it'll say, do you want to activate against this account? That's what you would do if you used your showroom account, for example. You would activate it against your own account, but otherwise you would never do this. So if you want to connect to an end user, you would always say activate and attach to another user. Right, so the next thing is, once you've done that, it'll give you the option to use an existing account. You won't see this much. I would imagine that most of your installs are going to be new accounts. So create a new account here, put in a customer's email, and choose a new password for them, and hit the Create Account button. Then put in the customer's credit card and choose a plan. So the card information, make sure you get the verification code on the back, those 3 digits. Their billing address and city. They can choose to pay month to month at $6.99 or pay for a year up front. The yearly option has a 15% discount off the monthly price, and they'll be charged $71.30 immediately. If they're not happy within the first month, we'll refund them the full amount, but beyond that, they sign up for a year in this case. One more option here, we don't see it often, but we have made it available. Sometimes we come across dealers that say, you know what, my customers really want a system, but they want to first get used to HughesNet or Exceed, and in a month or two from now, they want to start using NightShift. We've created a create an account without a subscription option here. So what this does is it goes through all the activation, it connects that router to the email address, but we don't charge them yet, and they cannot start using NightShift yet until they put in a credit card. But it's pretty easy to go from there. And in this case, we'll send them a few emails as well, a few marketing emails to encourage them to sign up, because you won't get the commission until that actually happens. So in general, I'd say try and get the credit card, sign up right away. That's the best way to get the commission. If somebody really doesn't want that yet, you have this as a plan B. And we'll do our best to try and upsell them to this. So then the next thing is you see a little spinning wheel. It's waiting for the router to activate. You'll see a few tries here. Don't worry too much if it takes a minute or two. It's usually about 30 seconds. If it takes longer than a few minutes, give us a call with support, but that's pretty rare. Typically what you see pretty quickly is your router has now been activated. Continue on to configuration. So at this point, you've set up the router, you have connected it to a customer's email address, put in their credit card. The only thing that's left to do is the configuration. This is the configuration page. It automatically detects what time zone the browser is in, so let's verify that's the right one, and then put in the download window. So for HughesNet, this is typically 2 to 8 a.m. We add, by the way, a 20-minute buffer on each side, so just put in the whole amount here. For Exceed, it might be midnight to 5, 3 to 8, or in the case of Liberty Pass, it would be, for example, from midnight when they go to sleep to 8 in the morning, or whatever works for them. The other option we have here, which is quite useful, is the block Netflix option. So what this is for, if somebody has a Netflix player connected and they want to make sure they never watch a movie that's going to cost them daytime data, I would highly encourage you to turn this on. So for anything with a capped data plan, whether it's HughesNet or an Exceed Classic plan, enable this. For Liberty, do not enable this. With this enabled, if you try watching a movie in your Netflix player connected to this router that wasn't downloaded yet for whatever reason, it'll actually stop them and you get a Netflix error message, and that way prevent themselves from using data they shouldn't have. So again, highly recommend this for any HughesNet or XG Classic plans. It's been a very popular feature. That's it for installation. After this, they go on to the scheduling page that I showed before. There's a little video that pops up that walks them through it as well, and it's pretty straightforward. So next up, if you haven't already, sign up as an affiliate. You can go to gonightshift.com/dealers. Train your sales staff with the various sales training videos we have. Train your installers and techs with the installation videos. Order some inventory for any of your physical retail locations or your trucks, and start selling. That's really all there's to it. Within seconds of signing up as an affiliate, you have all the tools that you need. If you ever need any help, we're always here. You can call our toll-free number at 1-888-431-3768 for any sales or support questions. You can email us at support@gonightshift.com, and we also have an online chat available on our website. At the bottom right of the website is a Talk With Us button. Very often one of us is there available to help out as well. Okay, that's it for the presentation part of the webinar. If you have any questions, please type them into the questions window and I'll start answering them. And I'll give you a few minutes to type them in. As soon as I had no questions for a few minutes, I'll end the webinar. Okay, one of the questions here, can I get cheaper hardware myself on Amazon or something and install the software myself instead of buying your hardware? You can, but experience tells me that it's not really a good idea. We've had some dealers try that. It does take a little bit of work to install the software, and it is vastly easier to just buy the pre-configured kits from us. You'll also have a very difficult time finding the hardware, new hardware anyways, cheaper online, as we sell at a loss to our dealers. So definitely I would suggest going with the standard kits. If you think you want something special, give us a shout and discuss it, because it's possible, but it's a bit of work for you. Okay, another question here. How many users can watch Netflix content at one time from the router? So with the hardware included with the kit, you can watch up to 3 movies at the same time on different devices. Okay, another question here. Did you say that the NightShift USB stick will work with the HughesNet sold D-Link cloud router? Not exactly. Unfortunately, the D-Link router does not actually have a USB port at all. If it did, we would have done everything we could to try and work with it as well. But it's a fairly low-end router. It's only an N300, not a lot of processing power, and at the same time, it doesn't have a USB port. So there's no way to either get a software in there or add the storage required with the USB port to make that work. So typically what HughesNet dealers do is they give their customers the option. If you'd like a plain vanilla N300 router, here's a D-Link router. If you'd like a higher performance router at AC750 that supports NightShift to use your bonus bytes for Netflix, we suggest you buy this router instead and give your customers an option. Okay, the next question, can I put your logo on my website and Facebook? Will I get credit somehow? Yeah, so we have various banners and links you can use. So basically any customer that signs up through your affiliate link, no matter how it happens, we will track back to you as a dealer and you get the commission for. And so if you have a website, you can put up our pictures hooked up to your affiliate link. We have all the information in our marketing there. You can put the same affiliate link on your Facebook page as well, and we automatically give you the credit for that. Any commissions, by the way, we pay them through ACH. So as soon as we owe you commission in that month, at the end of the month, you'll get an email from us saying, please sign up for ACH. We use Western Union Business Solutions for that. You put in your bank information and your company information, and after that, we automatically pay it out every month. Wait another 20 seconds or so here, but it's getting a bit quiet now. Okay, we'll end it here. Thank you so much for joining the webinar. I hope you found it informative. If you do have any follow-up questions, please contact us, email, phone, whatever works for you. And have a great rest of the day. Thanks again. Bye-bye.